Good Sunday morning, friends. Welcome to our Sunday Village gathering. It's time for the Tarot Topics newsletter recap. Tarot Topics comes into your inbox every Wednesday. There's a link in the description where you can read it on my website where it's archived, and you can subscribe so it will come into your inbox. We come on here on Sunday morning. We used to do it on Thursday. We're doing it on Sunday now to talk about the newsletter topic and do readings about it. This week, the topic is sell it with your face. And this was just a really personal topic for me. As I said in the newsletter, when I was young, what I really wanted was a career as a performer. I wanted to be an actor or a dancer or a singer, but I don't have a good voice. So what are we going to do with that, right? And while I had some technical chops as a dancer at one point, I was never very good and I could not figure it out until recently when I heard someone say, you got to sell it with your face. And I realized this face does not sell anything. I'm not good at faking facial expressions. No poker face. So then I started, oh, Trey, I read the newsletter and loved it. It was relatable. Got it, right? So, on one hand, it is important that we present in a situation how we need to present, right? And I have resting bee face. And so I've had to really try to be careful about that. And then I started thinking about how people who do sell things with their face sometimes do it in a really bad way. People who are like fraudsters, people who do bad things, criminals. You never say, yeah, I knew that person was a criminal and that's why I gave him my money. You say, oh, he seemed so nice. I believed him. Why? Because he sold it with his face. So today we're talking about presentation. What do we trust? What do we not trust? How are we showing up in the world? How are we able to intuit how other people are showing up in the world? And anything else. It's a very porous topic. So anything you want to ask about, go right ahead. And Mixuir, I see that you're first, and I see you changed up your question. I will do you first, and I will use the more recent question. Let's get on over to CardCam, where you can see I'm just stuck right now on the Mini Wiser Tarot. How not? How would I not be? Jeannie Mnuchin, resting bee face. Okay, I'm feeling very G-rated today. So I'm going to say, I'm a witch. So take that word and put the B in front of it. Resting bee face is when people look angry when they're just at rest and not angry at all. And I definitely have that. All right. So good to see everyone here. All right. So, Mixuir, your question, and so good to see you. Thanks for being a member. So, as someone who is neurospicy, I find myself masking for folks, and sometimes I'm not sure what's really me and what's me masking and what's actually me. I'm trying to follow what feels joyful, but also sometimes not masking means feeling tough emotions. So I'm trying to be mindful of that as well. I honestly don't know what to ask. How can I continue this journey of cultivating authenticity? I think that's a great question, Mixuir. I really appreciate it. And I think wherever someone is on that neurospicy spectrum, I think everyone can kind of relate to, especially people who were raised in high control households. Everyone can relate, to this idea of masking. And Mixuir also reminds us that today is the eclipse day, full moon and eclipse. Oh, was that not the changed question? I thought I was reading the changed question. Make sure. Was there a different question? Yeah, I got your question in portrait train. No problem. I got it. So hang on. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Yeah, it looks like I got the question that you did. I got the right one, yeah? Oh, that is the changed question. Right. Okay, I thought so. Okay, so here it is. And again, I think this is sort of a thing for all of us. It's specifically for Mixuer and what they're going through. But I think a lot of us find ourselves in situations where we're not completely authentic. So it's like, how can you show up the way you want to show up, but still be authentic? For you, Mixuer, I think you're doing a fabulous job at exactly this. I think you have been on a significant journey of self-discovery over the past few years and are learning new things about yourself all the time and integrating them in. I think it's hard for you to feel a sense of core self. This is who I am. And my guess is it's not about being neurospicy. It's about coming from a family that tells you what your emotions and your emotional reactions should be rather than accepting what they are. So I think it's really about root chakra work that will help you understand who you are. Make sure I'm really trying and it's frustrating. It is, but give yourself time. It's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there for sure. All right. And thank you so much. It is great to see you this morning. Okay. I am going next to Trey. Trey, good to see you. Yes, you put your comments over on Portrait, and that is fine. I got you, and it's good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Okay. I'm going to try to word this question the best way I can while avoiding politics. I hope you'll read on it. Oh, I certainly will. Yeah, Trey, here's the thing. We just figured out, we're constantly figuring things out. We just figured out that we could also pre-program the portrait. That's all. We're just learning. Okay, here we go. Here's the question. Will the current system ever collapse? The corruption, and I'm not just talking about one particular party or even one country, the 1% that has been ruling the world in the age of Pisces, aka the age of deception, because that's what Pisces does at its worst. Will it ever come to a head so a new and better system will take place? It seems to be edging there with the Epstein stuff coming out. It does feel like humanity is slowly waking up out of a dream, a fantasy of what they were told reality was, which is a very Pisces-Neptune thing, but we're not quite there yet, clearly. All right. So, Trey, on a global level, yeah. There's this great song, a folk song that we used to sing in my family when I was growing up, and it's called Turning Toward the Morning. I don't know that anyone knows this song, but the idea that no matter how bad things are, there is always some improvement. And I think it's true. Is it going to be one big awakening? Probably not. It's going to be little bit at a time. But yeah, I do think there will be the kinds of changes that you're talking about, and we will all benefit from that. So yeah, I'm actually optimistic. All right. Smile Soul 20, good to see you. Thanks for being here. What does my presence represent to the world? What a fabulous question. I love that. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. What does my presence represent to the world? It's about survivorship and how we can go from surviving to thriving. From surviving to thriving. There it is. Let me know what you think. All right. Barbie Bird, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. It's great to see you. I'm curious what my mask appears like to the outside world. What energy do I give off? To strangers, to family, to friends, at work? What should I know, especially as it relates to my love life, even if it's super quiet right now? All right. Hi, Barbie. I see you. All right. And Lorcana, good to see you over on Twitch. I see your request and you are in the queue. Glad you're here. All right. So let's see. Barbie Bird, what your mask appears like to the outside world. What energy are you giving off? Generally to strangers, you are not entirely easily approachable. Not necessarily a bad thing. You know, people will think twice if they want to mess with you. That's not a bad thing. To family, your family perceives you, or some members of your family perceive you as angry or frustrated. And that may be accurate in certain contexts. To friends, your friends perceive you as positive and someone who will make any situation better and see the bright side of a situation. And at work, you are willing to do what it takes. And sometimes that will piss off some of your coworkers who are like, I don't want to do that. You'll do it though, even if it doesn't feel like you should have to, you'll do it. And as it refers to love, when people meet you, I think you bring a lot of fear to the table. And that fear translates. And so in your love life, when you meet someone, people see your fear. And it's like, you know, are you afraid of dogs? Okay, the dog can smell the fear. Kind of the same thing. Fear of what? Fear of rejection. Fear of a guy turning out to be a jerk. Fear of being exposed. And what do you do to change that? I would say use glamour magic. And really, like, I mean, that's the thing. And we didn't even talk about this in the newsletter, but you can be very intentional magically about what people will see. And I would say if you're dating, use glamour magic that hides your fear and makes you look really open, even though you're not going to be open to any kind of effery. Does that make sense? All right. All right. Claire C. Oh, wait a minute. Claire C., I'm doing you next, but Katie Kondo, I have to say a huge thank you first. Thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. You are in the queue. Thank you very, very much for that. Claire C., so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I love this question. Has my practice in drawing portraits increased my sensitivity to the true messages in facial expressions? I love that question. Oh, 100% yes. 100% yes. And along with your intuitive development by hanging out with us and playing with the cards, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. You are really able to learn a lot about someone from coming at it as an artist and an intuitive. Very well done. Barbie, maybe we need a glamour magic class. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. All right, Caroline McLaughlin, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. A card on the topic. Unfortunately, I think my face always gives away a little bit of my feelings, mood, or thoughts. Same. I had no career in Hollywood destined for me. for that reason. Oh my gosh. Okay. What do you need to know in this regard? The thing is, I think sometimes people don't listen to your wisdom because they perceive you as not feeling secure in your wisdom. And so the more that you can breathe and feel secure in your knowledge, the more people will perceive that wisdom. Okay. Jenna Perkins, good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. Okay. Jenna Perkins, here we go. And Jenna, thanks for being a member and thanks for using members only emojis. All right. A card on the topic. Here we go. Okay, Jenna. So the thing is, I feel like you are a person who basically is always concerned with taking care of business, taking care of others, getting to where you need to go. And you can be really transparent about that because you're never concerned about anything nefarious. So I think you're very authentic in your presentation appropriately. Oh, Caroline, being a Scorpio Sag cusp, I will say it is the way it is anyway. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Hang on one second. All right, Gina Mnuchin is up next. And here we go. Gina Mnuchin, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Even when I am in a more social place than I am right now, I tend to hold back until I feel comfortable and safe in a group. By then, many people have moved on. Is this serving me? And if not, what might serve me better? And how do other people perceive me on the first encounter? So, you have to be authentic. And being authentic does serve you, but sometimes you don't jump in quickly enough, not out of authenticity, but out of not knowing if you have a place there. And I think the reality is people who have a place take that place. They go in and they say, yes, I have a place here, and this is what I'm going to say. And so I think you could probably warm up more quickly, right? I think you could. And how do others perceive you on the first encounter? They don't perceive you as not engaged, but they're not sure what to make of you. I think you could show your enthusiasm a little sooner and it would help. All right. Who's next? Okay, Angie Whisper. Okay, we're going to go over on to Instagram for just a second. Angie, I'm sorry, hang on. Control room, who's that? Oh, got you. Angie Whisperer is on Twitch. Barrett Ermy on Instagram. Yes, I do see you, Barrett, and it's good to see you. So I'm going to do Angie Whisperer on Twitch, and then I'm going to do Barrett Ermy over on Instagram. Oh my goodness, Caroline McLaughlin, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. Okay, over on Twitch for a minute, Angie Whisperer. When I will meet the one, when you, right after you make yourself the one first. I feel like there's some stuff you need to do in terms of your own relationship with yourself, in terms of finding your grounding and your confidence. And once you do that, it's going to be really easy to find the right person. Barrett Ermy, good to see you. What am I doing here? Okay. Why am I in a toxic relationship with a certain family member? All right, let's take a look. I don't know if it's you or the other person, Barrett, but there is a sense that one or the other of you is really trying to make something work, believing that there can be a relationship here. You may need to be the one to say, yeah, no, there can't be. There can't be. So there's that. All right, who's next? Katie Kondo, so good to see you. And Katie, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Really appreciate it. And thanks for being here this morning, Katie. We appreciate you. I'm seriously considering beginning my memoir. It's been boiling for years. Is this the direction I should go in? You know, you've got so much that you're dealing with, and the so much that you're dealing with doesn't get you very far. It's just tasks of daily living in a lot of ways. I think if interspersed in that, you could be working on this. It would be good for you and good for the planet. It's not easy, but nothing in your life is easy. So 100% yes. 100% yes. Okay. Can I hop on over to Twitch for a moment, where I want to say hi to Lorcana. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. How should I say goodbye to my childhood home? Oh, I know that feeling. It's been sold and I have one last day with the house to say goodbye. The house holds more meaning to me than I thought. Memories and energy are coming strong. So first, Lorcana, let me just tell you what I do in that situation, and then I'll pull some cards. Once the building is either empty or as empty as it's going to be, I go in and I walk through each room and I try to capture, like I literally walk around the room clockwise, and I literally bring in all of the energy, the memories, the energy, and I bring it like physically and put it into my heart with the affirmation that I am taking all of this energy with me. Cannot take the building, but I am taking the energy. So that's what I do. And now let's do some cards here. So Lorcana, for you, it's recognizing that what happened in that home made you who you are. And so you naturally carry it with you. You naturally carry it with you, and just recognize that. All right. And let's see. Who am I doing next? Tharanaya. Tharanaya, good to see you. No. Okay, got it. Okay. Thank you, control room. Tharanaya, I think there's a lot of ways that you do not believe in yourself, and I think that can show up for people. I think people can see your lack of confidence. Root chakra work, really breathing into the root chakra, recognizing your place on the planet and holding that space will help you immensely. Oh, Lorcana, you are very welcome. I know that's a hard thing to go through. I'm so sorry you're going through it. And Katie says, thanks for the confirmation. We'll check in with you soon on this progress and other project we talked about too. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, who's next? A penny for your thoughts. So good to see you. Is there a message from the universe for me? All right. So Penny, I mean, we know that you have had a lot of challenges over the past few years. But we also know that you just keep going and going and going and trying new things to make them work. Recognize that that is the face that you put forward. That's what people see in you. They see you as being persistent. They see you as being inventive and innovative. And they see you as being willing to come outside the box to find what you need. I think that really is who you are, and I think that's how people see you. All right. Vaishali, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Vaishali, I feel like one of your big fears is like how people perceive you. You worry that they misperceive you or misjudge you. But could that be, Vaishali, because you misperceive and misjudge yourself? If you had a better view of yourself appropriately, I think other people, like, you'd be okay with that too. All right. Okay, over on Facebook, Terry Rosario, good to see you. Please help me identify what healing from the past needs to be healed so that I may move forward. I think I buried it deep. This reading will help. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Cards just flying all over here. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of ways in your early years that you did not feel heard or seen or nurtured the way you wanted to be or the way that you needed to be. And I think that set up a whole sort of situation over time, a whole paradigm, if you will, where I think you were willing to put up with things that maybe you should not have put up with because you believed you had to. And so there's insult and injury on top of insult and injury. So it's all of that. Basically, healing from that early lack and then the lifelong consequences, if that makes sense. Okay, V365 over on Twitch. Good to see you. When do you see me getting a job? Been looking since June. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but here we are. Honestly, I think it's going to be soon. I think it's going to be within the next 5 or 6 weeks. I'm not saying it's going to be your forever job or a job you're going to love, but I think it will be something, and I think it'll be good. Okay. Okay, here we go. Valentina Inspires over on Instagram. Good to see you. I feel like there's a lot of ways, like, you know, there's a part of you that doesn't like to be seen. You're so creative. You're a very talented person, but there's a part of you that's afraid of being seen. I think you need to get over that. And you will find your creativity takes you, well, let's just say your screen name is very appropriate. Oh, Terry. Okay, yes, it does much better. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay, Helen895, there is a message for you. Here we go. Helen895, glad to see you. So the message here is that you are doing your best. Like, you've got some things in your heart that are really hard that you're dealing with. And yet you are trying your best to think about yourself and perceive yourself as a winner. That's the name of the game right there, my friend. That's what you got to do. Now, Anna K, I feel like people misperceive me all the time. Here we go. Anna K, so glad to see you. Okay, Anna K. I think you're right. People do misperceive you a lot, Anna Kay. Why? I think because, I think it's the curse of being both smart and beautiful when you're a woman, honestly. I think people underestimate your intelligence because of your loveliness and how you carry yourself. They don't think a person can be both. That's what I think's up. Okay. And let's see. Over on Instagram, Rory9287. How am I perceived by people versus who I am on the inside? I love that question. That's like a 2-card spread, right? Okay. So this is interesting. Rory9287. I think that you're a person who is like, you take your time to figure things out, to think about what you want to say. You take your time to learn something. So you're a thoughtful person. You take your time to get it right. And I think people perceive, like when you're doing that, I think people don't perceive that there's anything going on there. So you may need to do something to help people understand, like, give me a minute, I'm processing. People may need to hear that. All right. Anna Kay, I think people are scared of my intelligence 100%. But let me put one word in front of that. Stupid people are scared of your intelligence. I mean, come on. Right? Right? All right. AA, you want A's thoughts for you today. A may not really be focusing on you today. A may be kind of thinking about something else. So maybe not, right? All right. And Barrett found me over on YouTube too. So I don't know, Barrett, if you heard the reading I did specific about your family, but I will say in general, how to deal with toxic people, avoid whenever possible, even if they're your family. And if you can't avoid them energetically. Put up a barrier and say as few words as possible. That's really the bottom line. And this is a beautiful thing that Claire said. I love this. For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. For poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. That's a quote from Audrey Hepburn that Claire has shared with us, and it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Dream It Possible, good to see you. Would you like a reading? AA, right, like in general, I don't know. Like the cards are not really saying anything. I really don't know, AA. I don't have an answer on that one. All right. Dream It Possible. And Divine Light, Divine Living Light, thanks for following. Let me know if you have a question. And RKFBE, good to see you. Let me know if you have a question. Okay. Dream It Possible, here we go. So good to see you over on Twitch. Glad you're here. Okay. Dream It Possible, here we go. You know, I think people perceive you as just a very fun, open-minded, open-hearted, open spiritually kind of person, which you are. People do not see the difficulties that you go through. You hide those things. I think you're not great at being vulnerable, but it may be appropriate. You know, it may be appropriate for you to show people the more positive and keep the more difficult to yourself. And so I think you're doing a good job showing people that most positive part of yourself. Trey Cameron, you're fine with me. You are fine. You are absolutely fine. What I never want to talk about in terms of politics is I never want to make election predictions. I never want to mention politicians by name. Other than that, I'm happy to talk about where the planet is going, and I thought that was a great question. Hey, Light Seeker, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you got a question. Divine Living Light. Divine Living Light, so good to see you. You're up next. I'm going to do RKFBE over on Instagram next, and then I'm coming back to Twitch. Trey Cameron, I understand that anxiety very well. Not to worry. Okay, RKFBE over on Instagram. I think people perceive you as cautious and observant. Like you don't jump in right away. And that's how people perceive you. And I think that works for you. I think that there's some truth there, that you're careful about what and whom you associate yourself with. And I think that's working for you. All right. Okay. Light Seeker, good to see you. May I have a reading, please, as well, on my next love, like how much of a hottie she's going to be? Come on, let's see what we got here. Okay, Light Seeker. Actually, how much of a hottie is this? You know, I think you may have a really good relationship, connecting inside and out and really seeing each other inside and out. What's hotter than that? Absolutely nothing. Already done. How about baby cakes? Let's do baby cakes. Baby cakes, love the topic today. Thank you. It was such a weird topic. Like it was so personal to me. Thank you for a positive response, baby cakes and everybody. Love the topic today. How am I perceived by people? I think it depends on the person, right? But you're curious. Sure, sure. Baby cakes. This is an up and a down. You're perceived, generally speaking, as someone who tells the truth and does the right thing, which is great, except for people who don't like the truth. Divine Living Light. Did I do you? I thought I did you. I didn't. Okay. I really thought I did you. I'm so sorry. Divine Living Light, I'm doing you right now. I'm sorry. I did you in my head. Control room's like, yeah, no, you didn't. And you're like, no, you didn't. But in my head, I did. Okay, here we go. Thanks for your patience. Divine Living Light. Divine Living Light over on Twitch. I'm curious now how people perceive me. See, here I am just perceiving a whole relationship with you, Divine Living Light, that clearly I don't have yet. Here we go. How do people perceive you, Divine Living Light? Oh, how about stable, kind, and wise, except when you're not, right? Like most of the time, you really got your stuff together in a really positive way. And then once in a while, something comes up that negates that. But I think that's just human, and I think that makes people love you even more, really. Okay. And thanks for your patience there. Okay. We are looking for the people we might have missed. No? Okay. Oh, baby cakes. Okay. Baby cakes. I love that. It is true. I thought that you will say that I am the serious one in the bunch, but I like to laugh too and joke, so I prefer the truth teller. Yeah, I think that's the case. I think that really is the case. All right. My friends, we apologize for being disorganized. What you can't see where you are is how much new stuff we have going on over here. Oh, Medium That Rocks, good to see you. Yeah, it's a wide topic. I'll do whatever you want. Medium That Rocks, here we go. Thanks for being a member. Not sure of the topic. What do the cards have to say about my business and returning to the jobby job? Okay, regarding your business, you're doing a great job growing your business. You're doing a really great job. Returning to the jobby job is something you don't want to do, but either that jobby job or another jobby job, just to give you that. You never, like when you're starting out, building your business, you never want to be in a position of, oh my gosh, if I don't get X number of readings, I'm not going to be able to do, meet my obligations. That puts a weird pressure on it when you're first starting out. And so getting a jobby job, whether it's that one or another one, will help relieve that pressure. And in terms of growing your actual business, which will be your full-time business, you're doing a good job, but it takes time and you want to give it that time. All right. So friends, it is last call. Who did we miss? It could have been a lot of people because, as I said, we're learning new things and trying out new things. But I feel like we have gotten to everybody. All right. My friends, I want to thank you so much. I do have some slots open today and over the next week. There's a link in the description to book with me. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. with your 3-card weekly reading. And Tuesday evening, Frank Kwiatkowski will be my guest. We're going to talk about tarot and music and do some readings. I appreciate all of you so very much. Thanks especially to the people helping out with super chats and super stickers. I'm looking at you, Katie Kondo and Caroline McLaughlin. Right, Medium That Rocks. You've met Frank. You know what an awesome dude he is. Oh my gosh. I appreciate all of you so much. Thanks to the control room for helping us through this mess. And if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, please do. There will be a new edition out this Wednesday. Take care and be good.